Don't be fearful. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? You can fail. A failure is 10 times of what you can learn in a college. A failure will teach you more. We don't look to grow the number of customers. We look to grow volume within the customer. The volume within customer cannot grow until you're part of their success journey. They look at a challenge and start immediately thinking, okay, what's the solution? What can I do? Without getting into a deep thought or nervousness, then you are an entrepreneur. If the change within the company is greater than the change outside the company, then we grow. And we continue to grow. Whether it's 38 or 100 years, doesn't matter.
For the future generation, we are going to do a big deal of favor.
I have traveled to more than 20 countries across 4 continents in the world.
Hello everybody, welcome to Entrepreneurship Simplified, and this show is going to introduce you to those brilliant ideas and the biggest entrepreneurs who will help you simplify entrepreneurship through their real life experiences. Literally the challenges, failures and successes, and how they actually manage to overcome all those challenges in their life, so that you don't need to repeat the same mistakes, rather focus on your growth to realize your dream of becoming an entrepreneur much faster. And this show is being done in association with Young Indians. Young Indians is a movement for Indian youth to converge, lead, co-create and influence India's future. YI is playing a key role in India's development process. If you want to be part of the India's growth and development, and YI is a place to be. Bear in mind, this show has no script. Everything you hear on the show is heart to heart with real life experiences. And today's guest is an industry leader from manufacturing industry. CTC India Private Limited started its operations in 1983, just manufacturing 10,000 cutting tools per year, to now doing more than 20 million tools per year, catering to major markets across the world like India, US, Europe, China, Japan and Southeast Asian countries. CTC took over Europe's largest manufacturer of PCBs, Kemmer Prazison, in 2010 and set up a joint venture with Kyocera in 2012. He is also the director of Industrial Cutting Tool Manufacturing Association and an executive committee member of Socio Economic and Education Development Society. He has served as a convener for CII Start-Up panel in the state of Jharkhand. He has also served as a founder chairman for Young Indians Jharkhand Chapter and now the regional chair. He led the Indian delegation on G20 YEA forum. Help me to welcome Vishal Agarwalla, Director of CTC India Private Limited. How are you doing, Vishal?
I'm great. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me on the show.
And I know that you are a second generation entrepreneur. What kind of thoughts you had when you actually started as an entrepreneur to right now? Because you had several years of journey now.
Yeah, sure. I mean, after graduation, which was in 2004, I joined Morgan Stanley in California and, was there for some time. And actually, I'd never thought of coming back to India and joining the family business. But it just so happened that, I did come back, had the passion for the product, but wasn't sure, you leave California, the life of California, the weather of California, to come back to a small town, to a space that is so unknown. So obviously it was, in terms of manufacturing, it was so unknown to me. But it's obvious to have doubts and, second guess your decisions. But I must say the thought at that time was very scattered, being very nervous. And through the 16 years of journey, I reflect back and I say I made the right decision. The journey has given me the challenges that made me who I am today. I'm thrilled to have taken that decision, and the thoughts has evolved in terms of my worldview. The manufacturing has given me a space to flourish, which I think would not have been there in the manner that I wanted if I had stayed back. So I'm very happy that I'm here today.
This is really amazing. See, I mean, we always talk about it, right? When you generally stay for a longer time in any overseas country, one of the things is you actually get used to that kind of, kind of ease of life is much better. But what is the reason which actually pulled you back? There may be so many conversations you might have had, with your parents and all that. But there may be one trigger which might have thought, yeah, man, I should be there. It's my place. Is there any specific thing that triggered in your mind?
I had always through my college life thought that one day I will be asked to come back and join the family business. And, as a rebel, you said, no, this is not what I want. I don't want to come back. But it just so happened that my family never asked me to come back. I don't know. I just reflect back and think maybe that was the reason I came back. I was not pressured. I was not asked. What happened was, as I was in the job, I started feeling a little homesick. Don't get me wrong here. I love California. I love the life there. I love the opportunity. There's no second guessing as, being close to Silicon Valley gives you the latest of technology and the growth that every young guy coming out of college looks forward to. But I was no different. But I started missing home. I started feeling that it was more materialistic. The society in general was a little more materialistic. And for me, I wanted that personal connect with family. I missed my dal and chawal, and I think that's what drove me back.
Dal and chawal, wow, that's a brilliant answer I've not expected at all. And I'm sure, my sister still stays in US, and I know what you're saying. You may have some kind of dal and chawal, but it doesn't taste like this at all, isn't it?
Mom's meal is a mom's meal, yeah.
Yeah, that is unbeatable, actually. But let me ask this, right? I've heard you saying one very important thing, which most of the people generally do not understand, right? Entrepreneurs are generally considered to be like, man, I'm boss of my own. But you mentioned one very important point here. You were nervous in taking decisions, but then you still went ahead and took the decisions and also went ahead, right? I just want to ask how important it is for an entrepreneur or anybody for that matter. Having fear is very common. What is this thing the next generation should practice to really go ahead and take the decisions despite the fear?
Fear, challenges, problems. These are bumps on a journey to entrepreneurship. If you get scared to go over that bump, I'm sorry, but that's a life. Probably you need to start looking at alternate career path where you can be successful. But if you have that courage to go over that bump, whatever it may be, that's an entrepreneur. Did I know that? No. But now over the years, I figured that, we have to live, entrepreneurs have to live with this for their life. And if they have to enjoy this, if they are, they look at a challenge and start immediately thinking, okay, what's the solution? What can I do? Without getting into a deep thought or nervousness, then you are an entrepreneur. Time, it was just a bump, and I don't know how I took that decision, why I took that decision, but I did. And my advice to all entrepreneurs or young entrepreneurs or people who want to be entrepreneurs is, don't be fearful. What's the worst thing that can happen? You can fail. A failure is 10 times of what you can learn in a college. A failure will teach you more. It's okay to fail.
That brings me to another important thing, right? If I ask you, right, what is like either one or two or three reasons why you could really come from a very 10,000 tools per year to 20 million? It's a huge leap. What is the 3 reasons why you're so successful in the business?
I would say personal connect with our customers. We don't look to grow the number of customers. We look to grow volume within the customer. The volume within customer cannot grow until you are part of their success journey. We go and sit and we don't ask for orders. We ask for how we can help you achieve your vision. How can we be part of your vision? And once you start being part of their vision, they grow, and with them you grow. So, I think that would be probably one of the biggest success factor for us, I would say. We enjoy being part of a customer's vision. Second, industry connect and industry information. I mean, we're always being part of what's coming, what's next, because we come from a technology sector, and we have to be focused on what's next instead of what came out today. I guess we've been able to do that successfully and get our products more so in the last few years, I would say. Earlier, we were predominantly PCB tool makers, which is more or less run-of-the-mill business. But since we started on various other products, especially focused on industrial, technical, more technologically advanced areas, I think this has been a reason of our growth in that space. And third is with our employees. I mean, we don't short hire. We don't hire interns. Not to say that hiring. I was myself an intern in Morgan Stanley, but hiring interns are great. But every hire that we do today, we do from a long-term perspective. Tell every associate of ours that we hire them for life. I mean, they can choose to leave in between, but we will not leave them until they want to leave. We have people 10 years, 15 years after retirement still working with us. A lot of people tell us, you're carrying old baggage and you need new ideas. But having old experience doesn't mean that you have to compromise on your new ideas or new talents. It's just we'll have to find the balance. And I think to some extent, we've been able to do that. And so maybe I would attribute the success to these factors.
This is really brilliant. So one is be part of success of the customer, to look ahead all the time and see what is the next step that the industry is waiting to to see actually, so that go ahead and give that solution. Third is to have the right team. But let me ask a slightly different perspective. Having a business, having the success could be slightly different from having been in the business for long. Now, are there any different reasons for being in the business for 38 long years, or probably these are the same ones that you will attribute that sustainability for a long term for any business?
Continuously find innovative ways to grow, and you have to follow the direction of the industry, and you have to be ahead of the curve all the time. So we always say within our company that if the change within the company is greater than the change outside the company, then we grow, and we continue to grow. Whether it's 38 or 100 years, doesn't matter. But when that change reverses, then you start to slow down. And so we have to always ensure that the change within the company is greater.
Wow. Okay, this is a brilliant formula, actually. Yeah. I mean, is that? I mean, I know that you have already been part of two major changes when we're talking about globally. Within Germany, that you took over a company, and you also in Southeast Asia, you put in a collaboration, right? So what kind of thought process you went through before saying that, I'm going to really take over Europe's largest, PCB manufacturer? What kind of thought process you went through?
It was a business decision. I mean, Kemmer Prazison was a customer of ours. And so we had an association, but we had access to Europe only through one channel. And at that time, it just so happened that Kemmer was looking for a change in ownership. And for us, it was a leap. But we decided that if we want to grow ourselves in the European market, European space, then we need to be associated with a brand in a much larger way. And what larger than owning a brand itself? It gave us access to 38 countries. It gave us stocking points various across Europe. It gave us obviously a brand recognition. CTC, as it is in India, is an OEM brand. We don't retail. We are not, we don't market our brand CTC because we like to keep it personal. We kind of, it's an OEM, so we don't want to kind of flash CTC too much. But if we wanted a market presence, then we had to have a brand, and creating it ourselves would have taken a long time. So the thought at that time was just the opportunity is there. Do you want to take it or you don't? And we took that leap.
I mean, I see one thing, what you're doing, you're giving me a simplification for every single question. So branding, you went and took over. Long term, it has to be connected to the innovation. And yeah, thank you so much for really bringing the name into it. Entrepreneurship is really simplified on your conversation. Let me ask this, right? Being a second generation entrepreneur, have you ever had any difficulty, right, to put your thoughts over there, getting it, you strongly believe that one thought of what you got, that concept and that particular execution can make a difference, but maybe, you found it difficult to get through the organization because it's a kind of a family business, right?
Yeah, you face that everywhere. I think it's a lot of things have been written about it, and I feel it's unfair because we don't compare it to a corporate structure because we take it for granted. I think it exists everywhere. When you want to put across a thought which is different than the common consensus, you find obstacles, whether it's family business or otherwise. So I've had my shares of those as well, but maybe I've just been lucky, or maybe I've just put it in the right way. I don't know, but I think it has gone across. Sometimes it has taken longer than other times, but 9 out of 10 times I've been able to put my my thought process or my wish list, as I say, across family and the management. My father, my uncle, and the other management teams have been very, very receptive to that.
Let me ask, right, before we really conclude this very, very interesting conversation, what is your suggestion for the next generation before they actually get into the entrepreneurship? Means maybe let me put a question slightly different. What things you would do it different if you're going to go back 60 years back in time and you're the young guy, right? So would you do any things different?
I don't think you can get an entrepreneur ready for an entrepreneurship. It's just, you have to just, I would not do anything different. I would say the times change, but the drive and the challenges remain. Just the nature changes. So if you're an entrepreneur, you need to be fearless. You need to believe in yourself. And if you can do that, believe in yourself with some logic, not with a blindfold on, but if you can reason yourself, reason everything that you believe in, then I think you're okay. And I think that basic principle stays the same.
This is something which I think young generation should really look for it. That drive is what it really matters. Nothing else. That's the fuel, right? At the end of the day, especially when you go through these challenges on a day-to-day basis, on the CEO seat, on the director seat, the drive pushes that across the bump, like you mentioned. So this drive is a really important thing. And let me ask, right, one last question. What is the role of young Indians in your growth? I know that, you are very busy with your normal life itself, but what is the role of YI and why you have been really in key roles throughout your journey in YI?
I don't look at YI as a reason for my growth. YI is family for me. YI has given me so much more than providing network. It has given me real friends. I call them, I would say, it's given me friends like family. I call them any time of the day, night. I share my problems. I discuss my problems. I get my suggestions. They stand with me, and I stand with them when needed. And so YI is home. And family always helps you in growth, whether it's it doesn't have to be quantified into particular things. It's just being there for you, doesn't matter what it is, small or big.
I want to say a big thanks to you, Vishal, for spending your time with us and You audience, if you have not yet, click that subscriber button. Is a time to do right now. Go ahead and like and subscribe, and make sure to share with every single person out there where this message can make an impact in their life. For now, me and Vishal are going to say thank you so much for tuning in into this video, and I will see you with another amazing entrepreneur next week. But till then, me and Vishal say thank you and bye-bye.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much.